This episode of Microscale Garage. Miss Christine wants her Miss Dotson hooked up to where she has a light bar installed. We're gonna get the Don Gregian light bar installed. The Proline Ambush Jeep Rubicon. It's in its way to be worked on. We're gonna do some overhauling on it. My wife picked me up a Winnebago. The Datsun was able to pull it a little bit. The Panhard bar is now installed on the F-150. We haven't test drove it yet. Coming up next, episode 41, Microscale Garage.
What's up, everybody? It's gonna be a quick couple videos that we're gonna be starting out from episode 41 going probably on forward. There's some things that we got to do. The monster truck tires on Miss Dotson, I really want to do that, but my wife doesn't like it. She said it don't look scale, so I'm not gonna do it on her truck. But the next Orlando build that I want to do, or the next, if I get one of those gecko frames, I want to put like monster truck. I want to do like a monster truck build. Let's talk about the Panhard bar on the F-150. I know it's a little dark. Try and get the GoPro in there as best I can. I'm gonna stick my hand over there. Let's go ahead and lift the truck up. Now you can see the bar. Oh, the screen. So I haven't test drove it yet. Just go ahead and try and get a view. I put a ball stud right there on the frame right there, and I ended up using some of this. I don't know if it's gonna hold up because this stuff never really holds up for me, or maybe I'm not mixing it right. But I bought some of this Gorilla Glue epoxy clear, and I drilled the hole, and the hole's a little too big. So I put epoxy, I mixed it up, let it, get goopy. It got all like kind of like goopy, and then I put it in the hole, and then I put it all over the ball stud, and then stuck the ball stud in there and waited. It's been, well, you guys don't know, it's been like couple days now. About like 4 days now, so I'm hoping it's pretty good. I haven't really touched it. I haven't, really did this to it that much. Oh, my screen, my camera. I haven't really moved it. But what I'm hoping for is, I got to get a screw in that servo horn. What I'm hoping for is that when it turns, it's not turning the whole axle, and it'll kind of lock it in place. And then that this link bar right here, this top driver side link bar, I ended up putting some more that epoxy stuff on that ball stud, because that ball stud was all stripped out. I technically need to buy a new chassis. As you guys can see, I tried to put some so that way it don't come loose. I don't even know if that's gonna move. That might be frozen. See, it's moving. Alright, but that's what I did to the F-150 so far. I'm gonna finally set it up and set my winch so that way it's not moving around and everything. That way it's actually set in there. And I think I want to get a new high-tech servo, because these high-tech servos, a little $10 high-tech servo that I'm using, it's you know, there's no screws like holding the case together, so it just comes apart. As you can see, there's a big old gap right there. It comes apart. And plus my little cut deal, it's a little off center. It's like kind of janky. It's a little diagonal, kind of crooked, but hey, it's working. All right, so that's the F-150. That's the exciting point on the F-150. I'm just ready. I'm waiting on the snow to kind of like melt. I got like snow comes up to my ankles, so no driving the F-150. So where I drove like my truck and where I drove the TRX Ford and stuff, I'll be able to drive the Orlando Hunters. Next, let's talk about the Bronco, and then we'll get into the Proline Ambush. Alright, I'm trying to get it as scale as possible. I was thinking about having my electronic speed controller here and the battery, so that way I can have more scale stuff in this type of build that I'm doing. And I gotta get the frame more centered, but I pretty much got the frame almost built to my liking. But the body and this frame, I painted that black. I went ahead and painted this black. I ended up cutting the front motor mount here and here, so that way when I put this in here, this will sit somewhere along up in here. I gotta shave these little pieces down that I was talking about, but right up in there, it's where it should sit, so that way everything should line up to this hole right here. And that's what I've been working on, is that, and then I gotta get ready to order some parts for it. But I want to try and, you know, make it as scale as possible. I know that's not like scale. This frame's more scale, but the shocks, I don't know if I'm going to use these shock towers, so I was thinking about using these on the Miss Dotson build and lowering her truck so it'll look more scale. So it won't be so tall. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about that. But she don't want the monster truck tires, but she do want the LED light. So I got to figure out how to. I've been looking online. I don't know how to build with styrene, but I think that's the way that I'm gonna go, is to build like a light box for this. Mainly the Bronco build has been just taking my time. You know, I started working on like the interior and stuff. Just kind of like getting some ideas of it. Let me see if I can get that to come on. So I haven't painted the body yet. Scale RC stuff says something about a sea green, or I'm trying to remember. I read it a couple days ago. Sea green, or oh man, like I know what he's talking about, like that old school, like a dull blue. Well, it's not really dull, but it's like a whitish, you know, baby bluish. They had like them colors. They were like they were real rich. They weren't real sparkly back then, you know. So I don't want to use any type of like, you know, paint like this. Like if I go red, I don't want to use like a red like that. I would go more like a old school, kind of like almost like flat, but yeah, it'd be weathered and rusty and stuff. We'll do the weathered, rusty look. That's what I like doing, because it's not like it's gonna be coming out of a showroom. This is like a 60-something Bronco, I think. I'm not too sure on the year, but I saw it up there at Model Cave. That's where I got this body from. Tibbetts the Model Cave in Ypsi, Michigan. I gotta go back out there. I gotta go get some more bodies. But that's just been the Bronco build. I also I tried painting the radiator, because I want to build the radiator. I want to have the radiator built in here, so I still left the spots for the radiator to sit, and I want the frame to line right up. And then the shocks that I was thinking about using is gonna be some Proline. I'm gonna try and get some Proline ambush shocks. We'll talk about that later, about some parts for the Proline ambush, because these shocks look like I can use them here on these plastic scale mounts. And I don't know if it's gonna match up with the axles, but I'll try and do something, like maybe use like a longer link that'll come out and then the shot can mount to that, so it'll be even with this coming down here. But that's all coming up in the next episodes, in the next planning. All right, let's move on to the Proline ambush. Let me get some batteries real quick. All right, that's Adrian's Proline ambush. I'm gonna show you everything. Here's Xavier's Proline ambush. His is fine. My main concern was on Xavier's, or Adrian's, right up in here on the transmission. It might be a rock or something in his transmission, because Xavier's, the crack is really closed. And if you look at Adrian's, it's a lot more open. So we'll show everything that's going on with his, but just to show you this is how the Proline ambush works. Alright, now let's swap the radio batteries and stuff into that Proline ambush, and I'll show you what's going on with his. Alright, we got steering on his, but when we want to go forward, you literally have to push the truck to get it to go forward or reverse. And I've checked the throttle settings on his throttle and his ECU. So let me just hold the GoPro in my mouth. So, here's the next thing. I ended up going on Proline.com. I was trying to order a new ECU, a new motor. We'll probably, I was trying to get like a couple motors because I have 2 trucks, just in case if it happened to Xavier's truck. And so, let me turn that off. I ended up looking on there and I can't find no parts on Proline.com. And everything says out of stock. So I ended up emailing Proline and I got an email back. So I think they're going to help me out with some parts. So in the next videos, we're going to be working on trying to get my son's Proline ambush back going. We're going to take off the ECU, get that off. It's just double-sided tape. We'll get the servo that we replaced. We ended up putting a Savox digital Metal Gear servo. I think that's a Metal Gear servo. We ended up taking this out. And then we're going to have to unplug the motor. And then we're going to have to unplug the battery, which we should have did that first. And then we're going to have to unplug the battery lead cable. Okay, that's been unplugged, but I gotta get that unplugged. And then we gotta get our little Allen wrenches. We gotta take the trans out so we can check the gears and everything in the transmission. Let's get that going right now. Alright, and on the Proline ambush with the 4 screws out on either side, there's just 2 screws on this side and 2 screws on that side, and it goes on the ones that have the thread. Your transmission should just be able to drop right down. And your dry shaft links and everything should just pop right out. So it should just pop right out in a nice little homey little unit, just like that. And we'll just take the truck and just set it over there to the side. Now, don't feel any binding or grinding anyways. Let's go ahead and go all the way around. don't know why. So I don't think it's the trans. I mean, maybe I do need to clean it up. Alright. So it looks like take apart the trans. There's gonna be one screw down here, one up here, and then we get the slipper cover off, and we can inspect this spur gear. That also look like this. Is that holding the motor on? Nah, that should be both holes. On the other side, holding the motor. Ooh, that's why I got tape on there. Trying to hold my screw nuts in there. I gotta get a new screwdriver. I should have asked that for Christmas. My wife got me that lovely winter bagel over there. It's a little too heavy, I say, for the Orlando Hunters, but Christine's Orlando Hunter was pulling it with that 200 RPM motor. Xavier's Proline Ambush was like on 3 wheels. I mean, her truck was on 3 wheels on carpet, but his truck was on 3 wheels. It's kind of his ambush was kind of struggling a little bit. The gears seem to be fine. The gear mesh looks fine. It's a little dirty. Is that a steel gear? No, that's plastic. Put a little grease on there. Get everything smooth. Oh, I do hear something. Well, that could just be the motor. Now it makes me just want to go in there and work a little bit harder, and I should go ahead and take it apart. Okay, go ahead and open up the trans. We're going to drop these 3 screws here. Here we go. We're just going to tear it all down. So, first, let me get these screws because I only have one left. Gotta find some more of those peak power batteries. Oh, see? I lost the screw. Alright, technically I didn't lose the screw. It was actually sitting right here. I just looked around my room all on the floor for a screw and it was right there. Don't you guys hate that when that happens? So, Proline is supposed to be sending us parts. I couldn't order it. So, hopefully we'll be able to get the right parts. And we can see what's up with this giant, huge crack over there. You know how it was separated? No, I'm not seeing it because I got the little cover off. Alright, let's go ahead and drop these 3 screws. Oh, before we drop these 3 screws, you know not drop them, but pull them out. We need to take this drive shaft off. So I gotta find an Allen wrench for that. Gear. I don't feel like taking all that apart. I trust that it's not the transmission. I'll do that later and grease up the gears. I really think it's an electrical problem. So now how we're gonna figure that out is I'm gonna take Xavier's motor. Oh, I can't. I sealed up his electronic speed controller. Alright. So let's get his trans back together. And then we're gonna take off the electronic speed controller. These on those spur gear and stuff, but I am thinking about taking this all apart and greasing down all the rest of the gears. It's been about a year since they had them. Alright. And now, the crack that I was worried about, what that was a little bit of dirt. Now the crack is a little bit closed up. Well, now it's fully closed. So, which gives me more that it's electrical. Dun, 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 dun. Alright. Now let's get the K screws back in. It's just those three. Skid plate goes on one way. Oh, that's wrong. Go one way. Match up the spring and screws. And just slides over just like that. Me and my screwdriver. Alright, get those back bolted in. Uh-oh. That might be stripped. Oh, wrong size Allen wrench is what that is. And I didn't clean the threads before I put it in there. But we'll get that mounted back in the truck. Alright. So we know it's not the trans. I'm gonna go ahead and plug it up to my son's ambush. Make sure that his is okay, but I got his ECU and stuff sealed off with like a hot glue, which I probably should have did to Adrian's. But I believe this is the problem right here. It's just the ECU / receiver. So it's, or not ECU, but speed controller / receiver. I don't know why I keep calling it ECU. I'm still thinking about car parts, like actual car parts. I'm gonna look online and see how people are doing the light bar, like how to make an actual like bracket for the light bar, you know, like a real scale light bar bracket, so that way when I get ready to put the light bars on, they'll look super scale instead of a microchip. But I love this small super microchip. I could never solder nothing that small. Man, he did an epic job on that. I'm gonna put it in my wife's truck, so that way it's installed in my wife's trucks first. But I'm gonna talk about my Christmas gift that I got early. And this is a beautiful Christmas gift, a heavy Christmas gift. Let's move him out of the way. He was trying to show the cribs. I believe there's 4 screws that I could take off to show the interior. But let's see here. If we can get these last 2 right here. Pretty heavy one. The OH35D though, I can pull it for the trailer hitch. We got to make the trailer hitch a little bit lower, just to show you guys. give it a little bit of sag, but the only problem is the trailer hitch has got to be a lot lower because it's dragging right there. So, and when you put it on carpet, her little truck lifts all the way up on like 3 wheels like this, like wee 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 wee. Looks pretty cool when it does that. It's all like hanging there like that because of the weight. But if you look inside, there's tables in there. I want to put some lights. I want to add lights here. The Winnebago cover piece, I was showing my son the trailer because we were playing around with it, and I broke the clip on the Winnebago, so I might end up just gluing it like this. Like they just travel with it like that all the time. I don't know, but it came with a cover on the window. And I want to get more of these trailers. There's also a teardrop trailer that comes with mountain bikes and a canoe that I've seen. The Series 3, I believe this is a Series 1 Winnebago. Here's the box. 1964 Winnebago, number 216. So they're made by Tow and Hitch. Nice, heavy, sturdy piece. So in a nice next micro rigs, you guys will see that out there on the mountain. I mean, it could probably sit out there all year round if I wasn't afraid that it was gonna rust anywhere. Yeah, the door came like that, so it's a little, you know, it's got a little bit of age to it. So I want to do like some weathering to it, make it look, you know, old school, like it was beat up, like it was found in the junkyard, and like, hey, we're about to use this as a trailer. You know. But yeah, this is an epic gift. I love it. I love it that our truck can pull it. I haven't tried it on the F-150 yet with the panhard bar, but I don't think that the tow hitch is gonna fit because I'm gonna have to make an adapter tow hitch because how that one sticks out and it has room. Oh, it wants to. We want to be able to pull it. We'll just set it on there like this. Yeah, I'll have to shave out some more room on the bumper, but let me know if that looks scale, you guys. If you guys want to see it, you know, I know the 200 RPM can pull it. I don't know about the 300 RPM motor. I mean, do something like this, like a double trailer, have your Jeep in the back as a party vehicle, right? Be a 3 trailer. There's no way that it'll pull that. But all right, you guys. I also sent the link out on my decision forum on YouTube about Mixer. Xbox One has Mixer, and we've been using Mixer to play our games in the live stream. I've been playing a lot of that Doomsday Heist on Grand Theft Auto 5 online, and my sons, they've been playing Roblox.